All right, so we're at week 4, and I just want to go over my stats as of week 4. As far as kind of the program I've been hitting, I've been nailing my nutrition pretty good. On the weekends, I've had a few slips, and then last week, I was on the road all week with a colleague and partners, and definitely did a little bit of damage. Went out drinking one night and ate some bad food, drank too much. So not the best thing. Been hitting all my weight training workouts. My cardio in the mornings, because I've been pressed for time. I haven't been doing the last couple weeks. I haven't been able to do 15 minutes in the morning, but I am hitting the kind of every other day runs and cycling, and then the 2 big days on the weekends. I have been hitting those from a cardio perspective, but definitely could be doing a little bit better on that. I'm going to try to really ramp it up this week. I'm on the road again this week, but hopefully I can kind of adjust things. So here we go. So as of today, my waist is at 39, so I've lost an inch in my waist. My hips are at 43 a quarter, so I've lost 0.375 inches there. My midsection, so going around the love handles, pretty big change there. Almost, just shy of an inch, 0.625, that I've lost there. Legs, almost, an inch there, 0.875. So definitely helping to clean that up. My calves have gone down. There's not a lot of fat in my calves that I can tell, but there definitely is more definition. I can tell for sure. My calves just, probably from running and cycling on top of my leg day. Neck has gone down a half inch, which is good. So hopefully that's attributed to some weight loss. And, shoulders have gone up. So going across my shoulders, outside, going around my body, basically around my shoulders, I've added a half inch there, and it probably, it's good because I definitely am trying to, build my chest and shoulder area. So then chest up a whole half inch, so 46.5. Arms up a half inch. That's just, all I'm doing is kind of the routine I laid. I didn't go into detail on the workout, but, my protein is up where it should be. And I'm hitting, my intensity, and my workouts are off the charts. I mean, they feel good. I have in the past when I was younger, and I did do a real cycle of, couple cycles, but one cycle of trinidol and acetate with testosterone supinate, and that was, I think, a 6-week program. It doesn't feel as awesome as that, but I definitely can feel, just like overall my muscles feel fuller. My pumps last a little bit longer. My recovery seems to be really good, where I'm ready to work out, and motivated. So then if you look at my weight, I have dropped 6 pounds. That's pretty good considering that we see some ads in some of the key areas that I'm focusing on. And, we're seeing some good reduction in the areas that I want to reduce it. So overall, I'm pretty happy. So let's get into the photos. These aren't, there's not going to be a huge transformation, but you can definitely tell some things are going on here. So if we look, these are the before on this side. I wish I could have got the color to match. I tried to match the poses as best I could, but you can see, basically here, here's my chest. You kind of see how they kind of point down, droop down a little bit here. You can see I'm a little more rounded here. You can see the distance is kind of shorter versus here. Not a huge difference, but definitely, I'm sure you're we can almost see close to that inch across here, that 0.625. Not going to be super noticeable. Chest, I think, you can see some definition here. You can kind of see the nipple is a little bit higher up as opposed to being down. So that's a good sign that, my chest is kind of transforming. If you look at the side view here, I'm turned a little bit, but I think this is a good representation. If you compare this picture here to this picture, you definitely see that the chest is starting to pick up, it's less droopy down in here. If you look back again, you're not going to see a huge difference because really the only, room, I'm a little bit wider up here now across here and a little bit narrower across here. And you can kind of see that. I mean, it's not a huge difference yet. But then if we look at these flexed pictures, here you go. You see, when I'm flexed, I mean, I have pretty good sized traps, but you can see a little bit more definition kind of in here. My hands are in a little bit different position here, so it's kind of hard to tell, but I can kind of see definitely through the chest, and maybe through the arms. Let's see. And here, not a huge difference that I'm seeing in that particular pose, even though my arms are half-inch bigger. Doesn't look like any difference in definition, and it could be the lighting as well. Then side chest here, maybe you can see a little bit more definition in the bicep. Maybe the nipple is, sitting up a little bit more. It's hard to tell from that position. Same on the back. And then here, rear double bicep. I think, there might be a little bit more definition through the shoulders. It looks like kind of some of my back muscles. It's a little different angle, so it's hard to tell. But, overall, I think we're on the right track. This isn't, obviously, we're halfway through. So if we can kind of keep up the gains and the progress that we're making, I think this is going to be a good recomp. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to have a 6-pack at the end of this, but I'm definitely going to, drop some weight, lift that chest up a little bit, and be in a good position for, maybe a more aggressive recomp cycle after this. And I'm kicking around some ideas around doing a few SARMs. There's and we'll get into that a little bit more. But I think what I'm going to do before I jump on that is probably in about 2 weeks, I'm going to go have my blood work done. So we can just kind of see where things are at. I didn't do a post. I mean, it's kind of hard to measure growth hormone. It's actually pretty expensive to do that kind of testing. But what I am going to do is get kind of basic kind of what you would do for kind of bodybuilding, where we're going to check testosterone, estrogen, all that stuff. And, we'll do that before we start the SARMs and go from there. I think that's it. Let me see if I had any other slides that I wanted to show. Nope, that's it. So that's the last slide. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you can see some progress here. If this is something you want to give a try to. I think, there's mixed reviews on the purity and proof of peptides, HGH peptides. Is that what's making a difference here? Or is it the slight adjustments that I've made in my nutrition, which my nutrition's always been, I've been pretty much eating the same. If anything, I've upped my protein, and that's about it, as far as how clean I was eating. Cardio hasn't changed much. My weight training has, because I feel like I have a higher intensity in the gym. Now, is that the peptides helping me with recovery, protein synthesis, all that stuff to kind of see the gains we've made? Or is it, kind of just a placebo effect in the sense that, hey, I put money into doing a cycle. I'm more motivated. It's hard to say at this point, but let's just keep keep going and see where we're at. If nothing else, it's definitely helping everything work together, knowing that, I'm following kind of a protocol. And sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you just need to make an investment from, a planning perspective and a financial perspective, and just see something through, right? To get to the end goal. So maybe that's, if nothing else, that's a good way to do it is, tie your supplementation together, figure out your plan, and start executing. But anyways, we'll check back here, and I might have some updates before week 8, kind of give you some ideas. And then, if there's anything that you guys want more detail on, like if we want to go into the workout stuff, we could definitely talk more about that, maybe do a video on that. But for now, we'll just keep everything as it is and keep going forward. Thanks, guys.